Welcome to IPO This Week for the week of October 12th, 2020. Today, as we do each and every week, we'll talk about all the companies scheduled to go public, and this week we have 9 of them. And we'll feature and spend the most time on popular retailer Miniso, as well as solar panel mounting tracker Array Technologies. As always, I want to thank everyone in the community for coming back to the channel, especially because I know there is so much going on in the world right now, and there's a lot to keep your eyes on. And with the days getting shorter and the weather starting to change here in the US, I don't know about you, I feel like my energy levels are going down. So I decided to bring this week's episode outside to my deck for some fresh air and to see the leaves changing colors as they do this time of year. What I think what could definitely help revitalize me is seeing a whole lot of thumbs up on this video. So go ahead, push that button. I'll wait for you. Oh yeah, I'm feeling powered up now. Thank you. And now we'll get to doing what we do here and make sure we keep track of all the new companies coming out. We don't want to miss the next big thing to hit the market. And for anyone new to the channel, my name is Kevin, and this is our weekly feature where we talk about all the companies going public and also cover all the lockup expiration dates as well as any notable quiet periods ending. If these are the things you're interested in, we definitely would love for you to join the community. It's totally free, you just got to press that subscribe button. And as we get started, please know that I'm not a financial advisor, and while my videos are meant to be informative, they should not be seen as a recommendation for you to take any action on the companies covered. You should always do your own research or consult with your own financial advisor when making any investment decision. So without further ado, first up we have an early stage biotech named Kodiak Biosciences, ticker CDA. The company was founded in 2015 to develop new exosome-based allogenic therapies using its own developed platform. So first question, what are exosomes? Well, they are vesicles released and taken up by all cells and convey and protect complex biologically active molecules that can alter the function of the recipient cells. The company is targeting solid tumors with its lead program, which it believes has demonstrated encouraging preclinical activity. Kodiak expects to initiate a phase 1 to 2 trial by the end of the year, with preliminary data expected by mid-2021. According to a 2018 market research report by Mordor Intelligence referenced on TheStreet.com, the global compound annual growth rate for solid tumor treatments is expected to be 15% between 2019 and 2024. Reasons cited for this growth are increasing government initiatives, new product approvals in ovarian, pancreatic, and prostate cancers, as well as growing incidence and awareness of cancer. As typical of many biotechs at this stage, including all the other biotechs we'll talk about here today as well, they do not have a product on the market and therefore are not bringing any revenue at this time to offset the significant expenses it takes to develop their pipeline. And for these biotechs, keep in mind that at best, it could take years to bring anything to market. Kodiak's IPO is set to occur on Tuesday with pricing expectations set within a range of $14 to $16. Trading should then begin on Wednesday the 14th. Next up we have a medical device maker named Spinal Elements Holdings, ticker SPEL. As you can tell from its name, the company was founded to design medical devices and instruments for the spine, particularly to utilize less invasive surgical techniques. The company offers a comprehensive product portfolio that can address approximately 95% of spinal surgery procedures performed worldwide as of 2018. The company sells its products mainly through a network of over 200 independent distributors and over 400 surgeons across more than 500 hospitals and ambulatory surgery centers. As per the filing, revenue declined slightly in the first half of the year due to the pandemic causing delays of elective spinal procedures. However, over the last full reporting fiscal years of 2018 and 2019, revenue did increase while net losses decreased. The company states that the majority of the proceeds of the IPO will be to pay down its debt versus using the proceeds to fund further growth and expansion. Spinal Elements IPO is expected to occur on Wednesday the 14th, with pricing expectations set within a range of $13 to $15. Trading should then begin on Thursday. Moving on, we have a viral and liver disease biotech named Aligos Therapeutics, symbol ALGS, who plans to raise $150 million at a $580 million market cap. The company's lead focus is to develop a functional cure for chronic hepatitis B, an infection of the liver. People who test positive for hepatitis B virus for more than 6 months after their first blood test result are diagnosed as having a chronic infection, which means that their immune system was not able to effectively get rid of the virus and it still remains in their blood and liver. Aligos' most advanced candidate is currently in a phase 1 proof of concept trial in New Zealand. Their IPO is expected to occur on Thursday, with pricing expectations set within a range of $14 to $16. Trading should then begin on Friday. Sticking with the medical theme, we now focus on the ears, with hearing aid manufacturer Eargo, with the easy-to-remember ticker symbol of EAR. The company believes its hearing aids are the first and only virtually invisible, rechargeable, completely in canal, FDA-regulated, exempt Class 1 device for the treatment of hearing loss. Per NASDAQ.com, The company has sold over 42,000 hearing aid systems net of returns as of June 30th, 2020. Eargo plans to raise $100 million at a $616 million market cap, as the company expects pricing to come within a range of $14 to $16. Right now, I'm still looking to confirm a date for the IPO. When I hear it, I'll post it in the comments. Moving to the next body part this week, we look to the eyes, and here we have an Australian retinal disease biotech named Opthea, symbol OPT. The company's sole clinical candidate is a biologic designed for the treatment of eye-related diseases. In the first half of 2021, the company intends to initiate 2 phase 3 trials for wet macular degeneration, which is a chronic eye disorder that causes blurred vision or a blind spot in your visual field and is generally caused by abnormal blood vessels that leak fluid or blood. Top-line data for the studies are expected in 2023. At pricing of $17.26, the company plans to raise $161 million at a $771 million market cap. Another one I don't have the IPO date as of yet, but when I see it, I'll post it for you. Alright, next let's go to a biotech focusing on the central nervous system with Praxis Precision Medicines, ticker PRAX. The company's most advanced candidates are in phase 2 for major depressive disorder, perimenopausal depression, and essential tremor. It plans to initiate a phase 2 to 3 trial for its lead candidate in the US and Australia by the end of this year, with top-line data expected in the second half of next year. At its IPO currently set for Thursday the 15th, the company plans to raise $126 million at a $643 million market cap if pricing comes in at the middle of its expected pricing range of $16 to $18. Trading should then begin on Friday. Back to the eyes, we have an ophthalmology biotech named Tarsus Pharmaceuticals, ticker TARS. The company's lead candidate is being developed for Demodex blepharitis. So if you're like me, you're asking, what is that? Well, blepharitis is one of the most common ocular conditions caused by an inflammation of the eyelids, usually as a result of a blockage in the oil glands at the base of the eyelashes. However, it can also be caused by Demodex mites, which sounds nasty, but I guess they naturally occur on the skin in small amounts and can actually be beneficial for the skin as they remove the dead skin cells. And in small numbers, they typically don't cause any problems. However, if they reproduce in large numbers, they can cause significant damage to the skin and eyes, so it's something that needs to be addressed. To date, the company has completed 4 phase 2 trials, all of which met their endpoints. It began a phase 2B trial in September and intends to begin a phase 3 trial in 2021. If pricing comes at the midpoint of its proposed pricing range of $15 to $17, the company would raise $80 million at a $324 million market cap. I don't have the IPO date as of yet, but like Opthea, when I see it, I'll also post it for you. Who's ready to move away from medical-related companies? I know I am. They always have the hardest words to pronounce. So let's go to the second biggest deal of the week with a name that may be familiar to you, Chinese retailer Miniso Group Holding, ticker MNSO. The company was founded to create a retail store network, a network that currently includes more than 4,200 stores, with 2,500 of them in China and the remaining in over 80 different countries around the world. The stores sell products such as stationery and gifts, cosmetics, toys, snacks, textiles, accessories, electronics, and personal care products. While made in China, they tend to portray their products as being Japanese-inspired. Over 50% of Miniso's gross merchandise value, or GMV, in 2019 came from selling their own in-house branded products. The company has achieved growth partially through its retail partner program, where partners invest in opening a store while the company retains inventory ownership until products are sold in-store and receives a portion of the sales proceeds. As of June 30th, 2020, the company had a total of 742 retail partners, of which 488 had invested in Miniso stores for over 3 years. Although in a competitive market, according to a market research report by Frost & Sullivan commissioned and paid for by Miniso, the Chinese market for lifestyle products by GMV increased from $368 billion in 2015 to $523 billion in 2019, representing a compound annual growth rate of 9.4%. Reasons cited for the expected growth include a younger demographic of consumers purchasing products that more reflect their individual preferences. Going forward, the global branded variety retail market is expected to grow at a compound rate of 11.4% from 2020 to 2024 in terms of GMV. The financials do show that revenue was negatively impacted by the pandemic in the fiscal year of 2020 ending June 30th, as revenue was slightly down from 2019. However, gross margins were up and the company was still profitable on an EBIT basis. With pricing expected within a range of $16.50 to $18.50, Miniso plans to raise $532 million at a $5.7 billion market cap. The The company plans to use the net proceeds from the IPO with approximately 30% to expand the store network, another 30% to invest in their warehouse and logistics network, approximately 20% to invest in technologies and information systems, and the balance for general corporate purposes. The IPO is set for Wednesday, with trading then beginning on Thursday, October 15th. And before we get to the notable quiet period expirations, we have the biggest deal of the week, and it comes from Array Technologies, ticker ARRY, who plans to raise $675 million. This company makes solar panel mounting systems that track the sun, and with its IPO is looking to separate from its parent company, ATI Intermediate Holdings. NASDAQ.com reports that the company is the number 2 provider of solar trackers in the U.S. The company was founded to develop integrated ground mounting systems including steel supports, electric motors, and electronic controllers called single-axis trackers. The company's primary offerings include their hardware system, DuraTrack HC, as well as SmartTrack, their software that identifies the optimal positioning for a solar array in real time to increase its energy productions. Array sells its systems to engineering, procurement, and construction companies, as well as to large development firms and independent power producers that build solar projects. According to Bloomberg NEF and IHS MarketKit, about 70% of all ground-mounted solar energy projects in the U.S. built during 2019 used the types of tracker systems Array Technologies builds. And as cited on TheStreet.com, according to a 2020 market research report by Fortune Business Insights, the global market for solar trackers was an estimated $9.3 billion in 2019 and is expected to exceed $22 billion by 2027, representing a forecasted compound annual growth rate of 12.6%. The main reasons for this expected growth are a continued effort by countries to reduce their carbon emissions through increasing renewable energy sources. From a financials perspective, there's a lot to like with Array. From fiscal year 2018 to fiscal year 2019, the company is growing fast as revenue has more than doubled. In the same period, operating expenses dropped by about 7% and net income swung positive. Array Technologies looks to have their IPO on Wednesday, with pricing expected to come within a range of $19 to $21. Trading should then begin on Thursday the 15th. Okay, so there you go, a nice set of companies looking to IPO this week. Moving on to lockup expirations, we don't have any this week. Again, not surprising when you think about where things were in the world 6 months ago. Companies weren't holding IPOs at that point. However, we do have some notable quiet periods ending this week, all of these coming from that big week in September. Snowflake, JFrog, Sumo Logic, and Unity. Remember those names? Now that was a week for IPOs. It's hard to believe it's been almost a month since those companies came out. With the quiet periods ending for these companies, we can expect research reports to come out that might provide some impetus for pushing the stock up. You never know, but if you like the companies, you want to keep an eye on them. And if you want a refresher on those companies, we covered them extensively on the channel over many videos. To not go crazy with links, I'll just link the general IPO this week for that week in the description to get you started. As a friendly reminder, please like the video if you enjoyed it and share with your friends and also on any of your social media sites and forums you're on. It's your way of helping me to grow the channel so that we can do bigger and better things on here. And again, if you're new here or just an occasional visitor, please subscribe. We'd love to have you on board. And with that, I wish you a good week of trading. Thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great day.